We have this issue. These politicians, they manipulate, they lie, there's a certain issue going on in the West. So people are walking around in the West and all they're doing is fear talking. So people talk, they socialize about their issues, their sorrows, what concerns them, all these negative expressions of fear. People used to talk about the highway they were building or some project they were building. People were talking about myths and all kinds of philosophical things. People were busy with things. This region was building that region was building that. There is no more building region. Every region has the same phenomena. Conspiracies, this is happening to me, this is unfair, all these complaining and murmuring. There's negative vibes. It's like a game. You're walking around seeing the characters, and every character you talk to says something fear-driven. None of the characters is playing the game and going like, hey, you know what I'm doing? Oh, that's so exciting. No, people no longer have exciting experiences. People need to protect themselves from this and that, and this form of evil, and that form of evil, and this conspiracy, and that might, all these negative vibes, ladies and gentlemen. So the hive, the West, stated, is sick. The etheric signal, in the beehive, there is a magneto signal, makes the bee do what they do. And when you distort that signal, the hive becomes unproductive. So here in the West, the etheric signal does that. So what exactly does the hive do? If you look at it from a hive perspective, what exactly do we produce? What is going on here in the West? People are lazy, entitled, more entitled. They want to have their government benefits. They want to have some more. Government benefits, that's a safety net, but most people live like that's a birthright. People are under, learned helplessness. There's only a very select few who are still producing, expanding, creating, that creative force versus that extractive force. Giving more than you take or taking more than you give. If you use simple measuring units like that, how big of the hive of the West is taking more than they give? And how much of a percentage of the hive is given more than they take? Right? Building the hive or taking from the hive. If everyone take from the hive, and if everyone is just busy with murmuring, complaining, and following conspiracies, the hive's not looking good, right? So there are difficult political science, and in the White House is Donald J. Trump putting tariffs on everyone, putting high percentages, extracting money because he is, he creates this tariff over a country, and then the markets will panic and the shares will drop, whereby things become cheap, and then you simply buy it, and then you undo the tariffs, and all of a sudden the thing you bought all of a sudden raises the value again, and so you extract wealth, right? So the spirit of the Illuminati, that's what it's called, the hive mind of the West in the White House, is convincing Donald J. Trump that that's a great idea. The spirit of manipulation is what that is. So people who have the birthright to play a character in the narrative of the West, to have a position of honor in the West, they come to power speaking lies, and once they are in power, people figure out that they are in power by speaking lies, but they can't do anything about it anymore. That's usually the cycle of spirit of manipulation. So this on a political level, but on an all-day level, usually a woman walk up to you, showing you what you desire, bringing you what you desire until you're addicted to what you desire, and then comes the true colors, or a government institution or whatever shows up before you, tells you everything you want to hear, gives you what you desires, lowers your defenses, and all of a sudden they turn against you and destroy you. The true colors showing up. You know, during the years here in the West, I found out that this is really the way it is. People stand in front of the altar, getting married, swearing until life, through ups and downs, ladies and gentlemen, marriage contract, and good days and bad days, and next year they're divorced. Means nothing, ladies and gentlemen. If you understand the nature of life, you know it's cyclical. The cycle go up is nice, and then they go down, they become terrible. And both cycles have a purpose. The cycle that go up is nice, it's to experience life. The cycle that go down is to build a character, and then you can appreciate the cycle that goes up again. If you only get blessings, if you get pumped with blessings all day long, you'll become entitled and fat and sloppy, and you will expect more. But when those blessings are removed from you, all of a sudden you remember, oh, that's nice, I want my blessings back. And then you start appreciating it again. People tend to only appreciate that when they lose it, right? So life is cyclical, it goes up and down. So in the marriage contract, that is mentioned through up and down. So usually people go in the marriage contract through the up, and then when it goes down, they just jump ship and try to get another up as fast as possible. So we're living in a microwave mentality, type of instant gratification. A tree needs water, nourishment, time, all kinds of things to make it bear fruit. Here, they want to have a button to get the instant result. And if the instant result is not there, then it must be a problem. And then people keep looking for the quick way out, the easy solution. Right? And every time people do that, their energies become darker and darker, and the blessings of God go away more and more. More corruption, more darkening energy inside. And all of a sudden people start feeling threatened by everything and everyone. All these bad things that are happening. All these people want to take from me. All these people want to steal from me. They want to administrate my bad karma. You become paranoid. And all of a sudden nobody is having a positive timeline anymore. Everyone is just being terrorized, tyrannized. And the boogeyman is showing up. The family is destroyed. All these nasty things. Man cheat, woman cheat. Nothing works. Right? So, to do that, you need to manipulate. You need to know how to talk to a human being. And then you need to know what that human being wants. Then you need to present a picture of what that human wants to get that human to listen to you. And then you open the door and that human will interact with you. And then you just keep that human on the line until you have what you want. And then the truth comes up. And then you just ditch that human. That's called manipulation. So the spirit of the Illuminati is the spirit of Satan, which is the spirit of manipulation. So the small man lies and manipulates the small woman. The bigger woman lies and manipulates the small man, and the biggest man manipulates and lies to the big woman, to the small woman. And so the satanic circles around. The people speak so many lies. Their word is broken so many times. People have allowed the satanic spirit of manipulation to go through them so many times that their timelines go so perverted that this spirit of manipulation inside of the White House is telling Donald J. Trump, this is how you get wealthy. Just increase the tariffs, extract the value, and remove the tariffs, sell the value, and make a profit. America is resorting to theft. Oh, let's rename the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America. Let's assimilate these nations. All of a sudden, threatening with colonialism again. When options are running out, the people resort to more psychopathic measurements to survive. They become more aggressive in their manipulations. And then the satanic spirit of manipulation brings them that extra layer of manipulation again. So you go deeper in the spirit of manipulation cycle. So here in the West, everyone is locked. The spirit of manipulation is going through the ranks. And everyone is just addicted to using it to get your way. When you are trying to get your way by manipulation, you are part of the problem. And every single time you use the spirit of manipulation to get the desired outcome, your karma becomes worse, and your local political whatever, or police or judges will be filled by the same spirit of Illuminati, with the same spirit of manipulation. The collective spirit, the collective consciousness will feed everyone the manipulation, and one fucking parasite is destroyed by an even bigger parasite. And now we're there. Everyone is fucking parasiting. So if you want your life to change, you need to stop allowing the spirit of manipulation to go through you, which is the core issue of the West.